on what is GST. GST means goods and services taxes, and you know the GST has been introduced in our country on 1st July 2017, and it has been introduced on the Indian Constitution Amendment Act on 268A. Okay, and it is the 122 Amendment Act in our constitutions, and in GST. Because of GST, before GST in our country, we were paying at least 17 types of taxes. Okay, such as the sale taxes, the VAT taxes, the value-added taxes, and so many other types of taxes were there. They were going on, but because of GST, we will pay only one taxes in all over the country. Okay, the GST has aimed to pay only one nation, one market, and one tax systems. Okay, it is the aim of GST, and because of GST, we are the peoples are able to. The peoples will get lots of advantage. Okay, because before GST, we were paying a variety types of taxes, almost 17 types of taxes we were paying. Okay, and because of that, the Indian government, we will have to pay lots of taxes to the to the government, state governments, and the central government. And you know, the GST has been divided into three categories and into three parts. The first is CGST, the second one is the SGST, and the third one is IGST. The first one is CGST. It means the central goods and service taxes that will be charged by the central government. The second one is the state SGST. It means the state goods and services taxes that will be charged by the state government. And the third one is integrity goods and service taxes that will be charged when the products will be transferred to one state from the another states. Okay, but in three taxes we will pay only 18%. Okay, we will pay only 80%, and that will be divided into three categories. So that is GST, and
this covers only some few goods and products. But apart from there are also three major products which is running in our country India, like petroleum products, taboo products, and these products are right now also. These are the apart from in GST. It includes only the custom charges. Why? Earlier when it was the service taxes, at that time service tax price was 15%. But now for industrial product it is 18%. In spite of that, the petroleum products are expect from the GST. Why? What is the reason behind it? We are talking about that we are to increase our economy, and one hand we are also saying that we are not going to include this type of item in GST. If you really realize, then you found that for any country, major things is included or can be developed through their service tax system. Because when the British comes in our country India, at that time also service tax system was also going on. What they have did and how they have made policy to bankrupt our Indian company, because they have to charge more for their product, and their cost of production will be very much, and that's why that time most of the companies bankrupt. Even then, the greatest example of the Alexandria, we are now knowing him by Mr. Tata Group, which was earlier name was Alexandria, where British came here. That time their service tax are more or less 100%. Even then, we are also knowing that if any country is going to increase their economy due to only their policy of taxation system, because most of the income coming from only the service tax or the direct or indirect taxes. Like direct taxes involve are their salary. If anyone getting 20,000 salary, and after getting salary after the 1 year, the period of the 1 year, their all amounted will be counted, and on that basis the charges of the according to the 80C, it will count the indirect direct taxes, and it will call the income tax. But apart from, there are lots of goods which is running in our country, and that is charges, that is called goods and service tax. Majorly we are using most of the things. Those things are only the goods and service tax.
Definitely, the GST has been announced in our country. But friends, before GST, there was two types of taxes. Tax systems was there in our country, and the first was the direct tax, and the second was the indirect tax. And the direct tax means that is directly refers to the income tax. Okay, and in indirect tax, the GST has been launched in part of indirect tax. It means because of indirect tax, the GST system has been launched, and our India is not the first country who has announced the GST. In case of GST, our India stands 165 position. It means before India, 164 countries have announced the GST, and among of them, the France is the first country who has announced the GST on his country in the year 1954. And from that very days, the numbers began to increase, and in this time, almost 165 countries are following the path of GST. GST means one nation, one market, and one tax systems. Because of GST, we will get a lots of benefits. Okay, but first of all, the cost of the products will be increased, because first of all, for the purpose of to manage it, in GST there are 4 slabs. The first one is the 5%. Okay, and the second one is the 8%. The third one is the 12%. The fourth one is the 18%, and the fifth one is 28%. Friends, for the purpose of to establish the GST system in India, our Indian government has amendment so many times for the purpose of to help the poor people. He kept the thing on his mind that the poor people will not able to pay 18% tax to the Indian government. That's why he has provided a lots of facility to the Indian government and to the Indian peoples also. And because of that, the things we are using in day by day, such as the pulse and the pulse and the wheats and the rice, such the things we are using in day by day. The GST will not, the GST taxes will not taken. Okay, and the things which is packaged. Okay, that on that things the 5% taxes will be only charged. But
actually, you wanted to say that which things like fast movable consumer goods, it's called the FMCG product. It is not chargeable because everyone needs that product. That's why it's come under the first slab. And after that, the common things are coming. That's why they are coming in the 12%. And after that, 18% are coming, which is usable in the industrial area. And after that, 21%. And 28%. 28% is chargeable for luxurious item only, which are regularly can't be used. Those products are usually used by some person who are surviving the luxury side, like hotels,
5-star hotels.
But we forget that in the IGST there are also two parts. That if suppose that a company which main origin was somewhere else, and they established business in somewhere else, that their service tax will be going to, or GST will be going to directly to the central government. If any state government company is running on, and that time their GST will be divided into two parts. First of all, and their half amount is going to their state government, and half amount going to directly to the central government. And it directly go to the central government. That's why it is easy to cover the whole product. Even then, as my friend also said about that, we are not the first country who has introduced the GST system. Before GST system, approx the 150 countries are accepting GST. Why? Because it increased the foreign direct investment system, which was supporting in earlier our previous Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. He is also a good man. He has introduced liberalization also. You must have known about it. And due to the foreign direct investment, we are capable to produce in very cheap cost the very high quality type of product. Even then, the greatest example of Singapore earlier, where before the introducing of the GST, what was their position, and right now what is their position? Because all the item is directly captured by the foreign direct investment. If you like Walmart want to introduce in our country, but due to some political issue, we didn't introduce. Because if you really realize that we have the grocery shop like which is visible product and daily types of product we are using, and that types of shop is more available in our country. And the grocery shop doesn't pay so much taxes to the government, and that type of taxes is not acquired by the government. Even then, because they are not registered in because they didn't register their shop in the GST, because nobody claim we have the grocery shop. But in Singapore, there is a policy. If you want to do any business, you must have to register on GST. But in our country, those who want to register, they are registering. But even in our country, nobody is following. Only those are following, those have the license. Because they are bounded to follow. But there are some small scale of business that area is still lacking. And that area, most of the transaction is happening. Like, I want to buy 1 kilo rice, then I must have to go to the grocery shop, and grocery shop is not going to pay GST. But in their country, there is a provision. If you want to buy a product, you must have to buy through a registered shop. And we know that what is the exact transaction of grocery shop. This is the major thing. Government should have to take action against of him. That's true. We can capture the whole country, because the small area are not coming into the GST. What do you think, sir?
You're right. The small areas are not coming on GST, and Indian government has also think about it that the people who are belonging to the poor. So the people who are belonging to the poor family, okay, and the businessmen also who are belonging to the poor family, and they are doing their business, and if they are making their transaction below 20 lakhs per year, then they will not have to pay lots of taxes, okay. They will have to pay only 5% tax in GST, okay. Before GST, we have to pay lots of money in taxes, because before GST we were paying lots of taxes. First of all, when we want to purchase some raw materials for manufacturing that, okay, we will have to pay tax, custom charge, okay. And after manufacturing the things, when we wanted to sell that things on the market, that time we'll have to pay the VAT tax to the state government, and we have to pay lots of taxes were going on, and we have to pay all of the taxes, and that's why the cost of the products were increasing very high, and that's why almost we were paying at least 35 to 40% taxes on the products, and sometimes we have to pay 50% taxes on the products, and that's why the cost of the products were very high. And because of GST, we are able to get the input tax credit. Input tax credit means because of GST, when we purchase one things, one raw material, okay, and when we pay the taxes, and when we manufacture that, and when we sell that on the market, that time when we will pay the GST taxes, okay. Initially when I paid the taxes when I was purchasing the raw material, okay, that taxes will be subtract on the GST, and so that will be the input tax credit. It means if I am purchasing one things on 100 rupees, and if I am giving the tax 12 rupees custom tax, and when I manufactured that, and when I want to sell the same product on the market, that time if I am paying 80 rupees tax on GST, that time you know what happened? The GST, the government will set that before that product I have charged, I have given 12 rupees charge as a tax. So in case of GST, when we will sell the product, the government will reduce, government will subtract 18 to 12, and that time we have to pay only 6% taxes, and so the products the cost of the products will be decreased, and we will also get lots of advantage. And
actually the problem is that if you want to buy any product that we have earlier, right now we are hurting that due to the GST price is increased. Actually problem is that earlier they are not paying service tax to the government, and if you now time we are also purchasing some things, and major issue is that they are mediator. Actually whenever we are going to buy any product, that time it is coming through the brokers like CNF, it means the carry and forward. When a company directly sells to the product to the CNF in their states, and after that it comes from the franchisee, and after that it's come to the retailer. But due to that procedure, we are the product of total value is increasing. But due to our online system, it helps easy that we can purchase anything in the very small, very low cost, and their cost we must have to compare about their which is product in buy in the directly to the shop, and this product which is product purchased through the online. Actually problem is that which things we are directly purchasing through the online, their service tax or their GST is going to directly to the government, and that is the things which through the our government what to say, their net value or their service tax of amount is day by day nowadays increasing. And that's why our Narendra Modi has taken a decision that we can establish lots of things. We can get the chance to the foreigners to people to establish the business in our country, and that true we can increase the manpower, and we can produce the labor. We can say we can directly attract to the our brains who those who are living in the outside, they can really interact to the come in our country. That's why the recently one announced one program is launched, that is bullet train concept. Why it is concept? Because in how somehow Narendra Modi has believed that due to the GST, our what to say, that is our total service tax or our GST, our income of national will be increased, and that true we can liable to pay their loan. These are the small things will be now coming days will be increased, and it will going to help to develop our country, because in some our GST is going to help that increase our total the total value of the taxation. What do you think?
And in this time, the GST has been launched only on the indirect taxes, but after some years, if it will be succeed, then definitely the GST system will be for all the taxes, that may be the direct taxes or indirect taxes. And because of GST, since lots of criticism is going on because of GST, because in short term we will have to face a lot, because first time in short term the cost of the products will be increased definitely, because before the GST, on some products we will pay only 2%, 3%, 4% taxes. Okay, but because of GST, we will have to pay 12% taxes and 18% taxes, and on some products we will have to pay 28% taxes. And so definitely the cost of some products will be increased, and so we will have to face in short term. But after 1 year, it will be beneficial for all of us. Okay.
Many of person have mind that what did in GST, which earlier it was not involved in our country, and that time also the government are saying that we didn't have that much amount, and in spite of that today our government is saying that due to the GST we have increased our income. But how it is in ground level, what is the impact? It didn't, because the common people, what is they are buying or purchasing anything, that time they feel that the total cost of the selling product or the purchasing product price is increased. But our government is saying it has to grow our income. How it is possible that the price is increasing, our pocket is losing, and our nation is increasing? That is the thing.
You are right, sir. You are right. I am accepting you. I agree with your statement. But because of GST, the cost of the things will be decreased. Okay, definitely that will decrease, because you have just declared it that before GST we will have to pay at least 40% taxes. We will have to pay more than 17 types of taxes, and that we are going to cost on. Indirectly we were going to give 40 to 50% taxes on the products, and that's why we have to pay a lots of money on the products, such as when we want to purchase the cell phone, and when we wanted to purchase the 4-wheeler, 2-wheeler, that time we'll have to pay a lots of taxes. Okay, or at least 40 to 50% taxes we'll have to pay. But because of GST, we'll only pay 18% taxes. Okay, we'll only pay 12% taxes in case of mobile. Okay, if you wanna purchase a mobile after GST, then definitely you will able to save your 1 and 2,000 rupees. Okay, if you wanna purchase a mobile that is below 10,000 rupees, then you will have to pay at least 7% taxes. Okay, and if 12% taxes, and if you wanna purchase a mobile that is more than 10,000 rupees to 20, I think side 20, then you will have to pay 12% taxes. So before the GST, we were paying at least 35 to 40% taxes to the companies, to the mobile companies, and so that is directly going to give benefits for us.
Actually, if you realize that since 1947 we are directly or indirectly paying tax to the Indian government, but what they have returned to the common public?
They have done lots of things. Okay, and because of that, the Indian government is trying to use why the Indian government implement the GST for the purpose of to get the money as a taxes, so that they will do lots of they will help the poor people. They will help to develop this country. Okay.
For saying only it is true that our country is going to develop, but in the ground level, earlier 2 years ago, where they was, right now we are also there. There are some skills, they are increasing, but apart from, there are lots of area it didn't focus about our government. Actually, major problem is that in the ground level, our constitutions is not followed, and we didn't have that much proper things which through we can follow that our constitutions is implemented or not. Even that, you actually go through the Maslow hierarchy theory, then you found that according to Maslow hierarchy, in our country, basic product are using their whole income of a person total per capita income is going to in the basic things is going to fulfill, and that area is not covered by the government, and that's why we are lacking to acquire to follow the GST.
You are saying that the Indian government is not going to give their focus on the countryside people, and that's why, am I right?
No, bro. I'm just talking about that which person are residing or living in our country, but their basic product they are using, and their tax is paying by the common people, and that tax is still not going to the government. That one of the things I wanted to say. If you buy a salt, okay, that product is not chargeable, but there are few products which is after like a soap. If you buy a for soap, that there is mentioned that we have paid that much taxes, but indirectly, but it is true. It is only for the saying that their tax is going to the government, but the reality is that the tax is not going to the government.
And that's where the GST has been introduced by the Indian government. Indian government also know that most of the people are just stealing the taxes. They are not paying the taxes. That's why the Indian GDS level is not very high, and that's why we are not getting a lots of money so that we can help the poor people. We can do something for them, and that's why Indian government has announced the GST system. And in GST system, the people will not able to steal their money, steal their taxes. They will have to pay taxes. Okay, there will be no any option with them. Okay, and definitely it will brings the benefits for the Indian governments as well as the customers also.
We are still lacking that to capture the small scale. You didn't understood my point. Actually, I wanted to say different things. That still the GST will be involved in our country, but still the small scale, like what do they are khudra vikreta. They are not paying because their company is not listed. And for them, we should have to take against of them. That's so the major area can be captured.
They are below. Indian government has announced it that the people who are dealing the people who are doing business, and the people who are just doing their business more than 20 lakh rupees per year. Okay, they are under the GST. Okay, they will have to pay the GST. They will have to register their names on the GST. But the people who are the people who are doing their business, and the people who are just doing their business only 5 lakhs per year. Okay, and the 10 lakhs per year, they will not under the GST. Okay, they are free to do their business.
And how government know that their total income? If they know they want to cheat for that, they can easily cheat because they are not going to show their own total income.
For the purpose of to run the business, first of all, you will have to purchase the raw material. Am I right?
Yeah.
So we will have to pay the raw material, and if I am going to purchase more than 10 lakhs, if I am going to purchase raw materials more than 10 lakhs and more than 15 lakhs, then definitely the company with whom I am purchasing, they will sell their products, their raw materials to me, and they will just show their GST number. Okay, without GST number they can't sell their products. Actually, so that time they will have to show that I have sold raw material with 15 lakhs rupees to someone else, and so that time you you will have to
bill you invest can be hide or but we can do one thing we can implement, and that through we can focus, or we can acquire, we can know that their total turnover. Only one thing will be stopped to cash transaction of any country, any company can't be any transaction in cash. That through we can focus, we can know that their total assets value. And these things are established, these things are going on in the outside of the country like Switzerland. You might have know about them. In 99% in population are using cashless things, transaction. And even in our country, we are still using the cash transaction. That's why our government is lacking to know about the any one of total value or total assets value. That's why we are hiding, or they are cheating to the government.
So Indian government is trying to stop it. Okay, we know it's very well that India is the villages country, and that's why most of the people are living in the village side. And for the purpose of to run their business, they are just doing their business by the help of cash money. Okay, most of the time they are just doing their business with the cash money, but and you know in service taxes, okay, if you wanna do your business by the help of online, okay, then you will have to pay at least 18% tax, okay, as a service tax. If you are going to use your ATM, and if you are going to use your bank transaction, then you will have to pay 18% tax. Initially it was only 15%, okay, but it has been increased in 3% more. It means if you are doing your business by net, okay, by your ATMs, by your bank systems, then you will have to pay 18% taxes. And in this time, the in India, most of the people are doing their business by online. But even today, the people who are living in the countryside, the people who are living in the small town, they are doing their business by cash money.
That is the problem. But one thing we have did focus about that in service tax, in the 14% is going to directly to the government, and 1% it come from the half percent is come from the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and half percent is others. And nowadays we are still it has been increased 3%, and now in total service tax value is 18%. But we are lacking some other issues in GST parts, like in GST, that is, we didn't realize that how GST increasing our government our national income, that is called NI. If you are say earlier, there are lots of entrepreneurship, they are not paying any amount to the government, but due to that fear of the GST, that in GST there is a rule that if you didn't pay in the proper time GST, that time it will be harder for you, and that's why our small industry are also registered, and nowadays national income is also increasing.
National income is increasing, and because of the GST, it will also increase. Definitely, it will increase because of GST, the whole over the country, I mean in whole over the India, the people will have to pay the taxes. Okay, no one will just steal their taxes. They will have to pay according to their business. If you are doing your business more than 20 lakhs, okay, then you will have to pay 18% taxes. Okay, and if you are doing your business below 20 lakhs, then I think you will have to pay 12% taxes. So the Indian government has implemented GST on the according to the business, okay, according to the products. Indian government knows it's very well that we are still in India, still the poor peoples are there, and they are not able to give their taxes on at least 18% and 28%, and that's why it has been divided into 5 slabs. And according to the business, and according to the businessmen, and according to the people, according to their business, according to their works, they will pay their taxes. Okay, and definitely GST is going to increase our GDS and our income, our government income also. And
अरे यार
The Indian government will get lots of money because of the taxes, because the GST is such a system by which the people will have to pay their taxes. Okay, and according to me, the GST system is very good scheme and very good steps for all over the Indian peoples and the Indian governments also.
It will be going to increase our national income, and it is very good for our country, so that our country's income will be increased, and we can provide more facility to the our citizens, and it will be helpful to our country. Thanks to all of you.